All right, a beautiful afternoon. Welcome to your favorite social media program, The Buzz. I am Rose Blossom Umwe. Of course, it's Thursday, and we do lifestyle, we do relationship, we do some little there and there of training videos, and just to analyze and give you the best advice you probably can get anywhere for free. So you're welcome to the show. We have a YouTube channel, so you can actually like, subscribe, and share. We have Galaxy TV Entertainment, we have Galaxy TV News, and we have Galaxy TV Comedy, so you can laugh out loud and forget all the worries and the economy hardship. All right, I have two amazing guests that were here last week, same time again, and I had to bring them up today because they did amazingly great analysis on the topic we had last week. So I was like, okay, this one has to do with relationship, and there's no better person to give you an advice than a pastor and and a certified therapist or counselor. Okay, so I'm just going to start with Pastor Akintomiwa Akintokubo. He's a minister and the MD of Upstream Education. So welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me again.
It's good to have you.
Yeah,
I can't wait to hear all the things you're going to say today. Okay, and we also have Pastor James Olokesisi. He is a minister, a speaker, a writer, and an author. Welcome to the show, sir.
It's always a pleasure having me here.
It's good to have you. I'm supposed to be putting on native too, like actually maybe this will pass for native actually.
So what is trending?
Yeah, what is trending? So I'm buzzing right now. All right, so let's talk about our first topic today. The first one we're talking about is the silent treatment. It's something a lot of people always run away from. I'm just going to read a short something I got from silent treatment. They said the silent treatment is a form of emotional abuse that involves a partner withdrawing communication and emotional connection in a relationship. Now, there are different signs. They could be ignoring you, acting like nothing is wrong, leaving you without telling you where they're going, not responding when they communicate. And it could be painful. It could leave a psychological and emotional repercussions such as feelings of unfairness and kindness. Just so you know, the silent treatment can be used to control and manipulate the other person. It can also be a sign of flooding, which is when someone is unable to communicate and disengage, and some ways to deal with it. I'm just giving a rundown, but we'll go into full details to be able to understand exactly what the silent treatment is. First, you need to get help, either by a healthcare provider or a therapist. You have to walk away. You have to self-soothe. That is, you have to do things that will boost your confidence. And of course, getting over the silent treatment can help you become a better communicator and build a relationship based on trust and healthy communication. So let me give example of a silent treatment. Why? Okay, not even give an example. Why do you think people always resort to silent treatment? And I've noticed that they do not even know that it hurts more than even saying something.
Okay, so everything good can be used to manipulate. Now, when somebody is silent, number one, it shows that the person is himself or herself is hurting, or he or she wants you to know that, look, I'm hurting. Now, when you not which is not bad, it's also a means of communicating with your partner. Look, I'm always very lively. Now I'm being moody. You should know there's something wrong with me. So it's also a means of communication. Okay, so when you now begin to use that to manipulate your partner, then it becomes a problem.
Okay.
So that's where the issue is. Look, there are times, even as men, people think women do that more. Men do it because we just want to go back into our shell and process things. We just want that space for ourselves. I mean, every human wants that. So it could be a message to you that my partner is going through a challenge. Okay, so how do I support? But if your partner now, you start using that as a means to manipulate you, that becomes a problem. So silent treatment here, it's when you're now using that silence to manipulate the partner. It's where the challenge is. So sometimes when your partner is quiet or silent, there might be things that he or she is going through and trying to process. Either he or she doesn't know how to tell you because he is not done processing it. He's trying to come back to reality to show this actually happened. For example, I know that our mothers are our grandparents. If you lose your husband and you refuse to cry and you just quiet and silent. No, it's a bad thing. I don't know who taught them because they didn't go to school, but they know it's not good. When you are quiet, when you just had,
You don't say anything.
so they will ensure you cry. They say things to provoke you to cry because they know that crying is a therapy. So sometimes when someone is silent, it means he or she is going through what you can't process. So you may need to be gentle with that person to help the person process it. But the problem is if he or she begins to use it to manipulate is when I think I now have issues with it.
So how long can someone be silent for? If you even have to give the silent treatment to pass a message across, how long can one be silent for with your partner so it doesn't become a manipulation like Pastor Tumbo said?
Okay, silent treatment is basically what makes relationship work is not just love. Let me just start from there. What makes relationship work is not just love, understanding each partner, each other. It's one of the things, and there are rules in relationship which maybe not be unspoken. You know, which communication is key, and forgiveness. Communication and forgiveness are one of the key that sustain, relationship. So when there's something happen and the one partner chose the path of prolonged silent treatment. Now I'm coming back to that duration now. Prolonged silent treatment. It shows that a person is bottling an aggravations or accumulative grievances. Let's call it that. Cumulative grievances, because when someone is now bottling up kind of a bitterness, it can lead to a lot of things. Because when you begin to choose the path of silent treatment, rather than you sitting down, let's communicate about this thing, let's dialogue, let's talk about this thing. But once we begin to pass, even according to the Bible says it must not pass a day. So the Bible emphasizes on that it must not go past a day. So once you begin to get to the second day, the third day, any small thing can happen that will trigger a lot of things. And as well, so we should be careful, like we've been talking about, manipulative tendency embedded in silent treatment. Trying to get the other person to your bidding because you are keeping quiet. So we should dialogue, we should communicate, we should discuss. That's maturity. Whatever it is you are having in your mind, or whatever it is you want to pass across, after a day, let's discuss about it. Because at the end of the day, it might provoke some other areas, some other things that are not even connected to what you are silent about. So it can scatter the relationship, both in marriage or relationship.
Okay, all right. So then definitely, more of what we'll say is silence is something that it can still be healthy if it's still managed, controlled within a short period of time. But when it's elongated, it becomes manipulative and it could destroy more than you thought you're building. Okay, all right. So for those who give silent treatment, I think you've heard the right way and how to go about it. Now, but I want to ask, if it's so difficult for the person to express himself, still, maybe the person is not giving that silence purposely, but the person do not know how to express. Like, there's so much going on, so much he or she is bottling up that he or she does not even know how to express, or probably does not just want to express it because he or she feels nobody can ever understand. I just need to sort myself and get myself. How do you think the partner to the silencer can handle such?
Okay, so now the issue, like I said, look, when someone is silent, let's talk about being the healthy part of the silence. If somebody is silent, it's a message to you that this person is going through something that he or she probably is still trying to process. So maybe what the person needs from you at that point is just your understanding. There's a book that I read many years ago, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Talks about, explain the fact that there are times that men just want to remain in their cage. They just want to be, just leave me alone. Let me process myself. When I'm ready, I will come back. So there are times that people just, something happens. Look, what even happened to that person may have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
So maturity on your part too is to show understand. Look, I don't make it personal. Don't make it like, I've been asking to talk since. What did I do? It may not have to do with you. It may be with something that happened to that fellow. Like I said, he or she is yet not able to process or does not even know how to tell, how to explain it,
Yes.
how to, and the way man is wired, like what we call ego, we are problem solvers. So we become frustrated when we can't solve a problem. So there are times that we are quite over. For example, let me give you an example. If I don't have funds with me at home and I know I have responsibilities to meet, I'm supposed to pay my children's school fees, I'm supposed to pay for money for feeding and things like that, and my wife comes to me and asks me, we need these are the bills for me to pay. Now, I may not be able to tell her that I don't have. But I know I don't have. I feel I have failed because I'm supposed to provide, I can't provide. So sometimes the best way we deal with things like that is just carve back into our shelf. We can't say we don't have, we know we don't have. So we're in a dilemma. So we go back into our silence mode, like trying to process. How do I tell her that I don't have? How do I go ensure I have? So sometimes the partner's silence has nothing to do with you. At that point, all you need to do is just show empathy. Tell him, well, I'm there for you. When you're ready to speak, I'm available.
Amazing. If not, you start hearing, Pastor Mumbawi now. Like, answer me.
Sometimes some people are trying to habits. It's a makeup for some people.
Because they frequently do that.
I used to have a all-mate while I was in school, a lady. We were very close. And I discovered the fact that this night we might just be talking and gisting. By tomorrow morning, she'll just go back into her cocoon, and it might stretch for the next 3 days without no offense, nothing. So some people are like that. They are just mood swing, yes. So they need to see a therapist to go to work on that, because not every partner that can handle such. You go to work, you and your partner, I love you, you go back from work, all of a sudden you just get into your cocoon of mood swing, and for the next 3 days you are out there. You are not available for conversation and lots of that. It can kill a relationship.
I saw a Nollywood movie where we had a lady who, she's always very playful usually, and that day after the I love you and everything, they went to work, and she came back. Okay, the husband came back before her, and she came back later. And when she came in, the husband was like, hey baby, the normal way. And she was like, please, I'm really not in the mood. And she went in, and he kept asking, what's the problem? Let's go eat. No. Let's do this. No. Let's shower. No. She was just saying no. And I was like, okay, what is wrong? It went on for like almost a month. She wasn't so involved with the guy that the man had to look for someone, a therapist, to come to the house because she refused to go anywhere. But when she gets to work, she's happy. She's ready to talk with everybody, and but once she gets home, she's moody. So they had to bring a therapist to the house and asked her, the person drooled and drooled her and drooled her, and at the end of it she said, to be honest, I do not know why I'm giving my husband the silent treatment.
Imagine.
She was honest. And like the therapist tried to narrow it down. Maybe there was something. At the end of it, she was like, really, there was nothing. I just feel like I want to be happy with every other person, but with him, I just want to see maybe what he can do. What's the limits? What he can actually do.
There are people like that.
Of course, yes.
This person I'm talking
about. For somebody to write a script like that, probably she has seen somebody that does that, and they had to. It took. See, the therapist worked on her and knew that, okay, she had a problem that needs to be fixed. But the problem is they don't even know where the problem is. So what the therapist did was now started asking her, what are the things you like your husband to do? What do you think he needs to change? How do you want him to be? Now, from those responses, she now went to the man and told the man, this is what you need to do. If you want your wife back, this is what because she already saw, the therapist already said, if you don't do it as soon as possible, you're going to lose your wife, and for no just reason. She's not angry with you, but she just doesn't want to
get fed up with you.
Yeah, she doesn't want to play with you or do anything with you, and that was how the man had to do all those things and got his wife back. So this is just me saying, women, okay, not just women, men can also do that. So please, be vocal. Don't just look for fights when there's no fight.
Sorry, let us end like this. I think partners in relationship needs to understand that communication is is like the hallmark, is like the oxygen of relationship. As a matter of fact, one of the first sign to know that there's a problem going on between you and somebody else is when there's a breakdown in communication. So when you begin to, for just no reason, there's this silence between you and that person, it's a signal that something is wrong. The genesis of that silence may have nothing to do with you, but please know that you are hurting the other person by your silence. I think partners should invest a lot in communication. I mean, women should. I always tell women in my church, that I pastor, I say, look, be so close to your partner and let him be willing to be vulnerable around you. Men don't like to show their vulnerability. They must trust you extremely to show that they are vulnerable, that they are inadequate, that they are not all in all, they're not omnipotent, they're not everything for you. So let them trust you enough to show their vulnerability, so that when they are here to process what they are going through, they can still trust you to tell them, to help them out. So I think we should all understand that communication is extremely important, and your silence is hurting your partner.
It's hurting your partner. So please, no silence treatment. For those who, I know women, the way we are wired, I know some people might not want to agree with this, but sometimes you see a woman in a relationship and the husband is always doing everything to please her, she's always excited, she's happy. Trust me, we women, we can just come on and look for trouble where there's no trouble.
That's it.
We just feel like it's too bored, it's too peaceful. Why is there no shaking? Why is there no, as in, you understand, let it just be. Pastor, why are you looking at me as if I'm saying something?
I'm just trying to clear what I'm saying.
If you sit down and process it well, I'm sure you will.
Yeah, I've seen like most decent ladies always like the rough guys.
Yeah, that's it.
But why is that though?
You just long for what you don't have.
Oh.
They don't just yarning that what you don't have. Okay, I'm decent, I'm quiet, I'm 5 to 9 kind of person. I want somebody who is spontaneous.
Who just thinks out of the
box. Just roughing me up and just
Exactly why you need women like us. Because at the end of the day, when you're just quiet, gentle, always reading, what are we going to eat? No, ruffle it up. Come on, shake the house. Let the house be lively, so that they know when your wife comes back. Yes, my wife is back.